John from JO Ventures Outdoors. I'm here with a update on a leather project. This is the Altoids tin sheath, the mini Altoids tin sheath that I made for Edward. I had used this as kind of a guide. That was a sheath he bought online. And there I've got belt loop on the back. Had to put a couple rivets there. Put a extra piece of leather here to give him a little more space for the tin, and wet molded it. And I'm using a button stud to keep it closed. I added a lanyard to the Altoids tin because it is a little bit tight, as you can see, coming in and out of there. So I think that'll work pretty good for him once this gets broke in a little more. And actually, on your belt, it's actually a little easier to get out of the tin, out of the sheath. So I think that'll break in over time. It just pops right back in there and should work good for him, I think. And sent him a video of this and explain that it is a little bit tight there, but I think it should work good. So I just wanted to show this project. This is the first time I haven't done much wet forming, and putting that extra piece of leather in here as a welt is really key on this, and so hopefully that'll work out for him. I just wanted to share this with you. Thank you for watching. John from JO Ventures Outdoors, and today, well, I gotta fix my mic here, sorry. There we go. Today I've got a video here, update on a couple leather projects. You saw just a little bit of footage before this portion of the video of the small Altoids tin sheath that I made for Edward. And so that was sent off to him, and I did a little video before I sent it off. And so you saw that little piece, and it was pretty tight, but hopefully it'll work out good for him. He should have probably gotten that today. And so now this is an update on the Western G46.6 Shark that I was making a sheath for, and the gentleman who asked me to do that wanted me to make one that was very similar to the original. And so a little backstory here and review. So he sent it in this. This was just a sheath that he had because he didn't have anything else. He wanted something closer to the original. So just a little backstory then. I did the video saying I was getting ready to do that project. And out of the blue, I get this email from one of our viewers here on the channel, and he's like, hey, I've got that sheath. I have an original G46.6 Shark sheath for that Western knife, and I would be glad to send it to you as a pattern. And so that gentleman did send that, and so here it is. This is his original sheath for that knife. We'll get this one out of there. And so this came in extremely handy. This was a lifesaver to that individual. Thank you very much. I'm going to be doing something for you as a thank you, and I will send that back to you. I'll send this to you with a little thank you. So, and so he sent that. That was just wonderful. That helped out tremendously. I'll show you the sheath in just a minute. He also said, well, I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm sending you another sheath that I have, and this is a 1940s to 50s Western dual Sportster sheath. And if I get permission, I'm going to get permission from the owner of these two sheaths to show a couple pictures that he shared of that knife set. And I'll put that up here. But I want to get permission for that. I haven't done that quite yet. So, but before the video goes up and I show the pictures, I will. So, so you'll see what they look like. And so that Sportster, this held a small bird and fish knife and a small general purpose knife. And hopefully you'll be able to see what that says. It was marketed as their 28 model for Western. And so he sent this along as well. So what I did was, for making this, the sheath that I made for this one, I made a pattern. So now I have a pattern for that Western sheath, and then I made a pattern for this, and he said I could do that. So thank you so much for sending these. Just a huge bit of history, to see both of these sheaves. And we'll do some comparisons on that one here in just a minute. I need to get that out of the way, and then I'll show you the sheath I made. So here is the sheath I made for the Western. And now there are some differences, as you can see. And I'll try to get this camera angle I got to move my tripod back just a little bit. Let me move that up so we get a little more space. There we go. That'll probably work. So there it is. Very similar. This one's just a tad bit bigger in overall size. If you match them up, it's just a tad bit bigger. And it's because I basically traced around this one to make the pattern or the template for it. And but I tried to give some of the same design elements. You can notice one thing right away. The strap here is bigger. And I made it bigger because I wanted 2 rivets to hold it on to the belt loop. This one has just 1 and was thinner, and I just wanted a little beefier strap there. Yeah, the colors are different, of course. The rivets are slightly different. Mine's not double stitched. I don't have a double stitch line there. I just have 1. I have the same number of rivets. They're actually double capped rivets. These are a little different type of rivet in this older sheath. And you notice up here that's a double cap rivet, different size. And then I put a snap on it. And this is Phoebing's tan. So that's the color dye. The other thing I did was, this is made out of, I don't know what thickness is. This might be 8-ounce leather, actually, or pretty close to it, now that I look at it. But if you look here, it does not appear to have a welt. I put a welt in mine all the way around, so the welt goes along the whole outside, and then that just gives it more strength, more protection, and so I think that'll work out great. This back part was kind of tricky to cut, and so I'm not maybe as happy with how that turned out, but it's better than I thought it would. And I might do just a little more work on burnishing back there, but I'm afraid to do too much. And these tend to crack right around there, so I want to be real careful with that, and I've treated it, and it's a little more supple than it was before. It will break in, and of course shared all that with the owner of this, the new owner of this. These will go back to the other gentleman. And so that's the Western sheath. I think it turned out great. I'm trying to think what else I need to say about this. I think it just turned out wonderful. I'm very happy. I had a little difficulty down on this end with stitching in the rivet hole, but it actually turned out just fine with the rivet in there, and I really am pretty happy with it. So, and the gentleman who purchased this is also happy with it. He's seen pictures of it, not with the snap on, but before that. And then I've also put the finish coats on it. So to this viewer, thank you so much for sending this. You just saved my life on this. I don't know what else to say. I'm hoping I'll send these back to you as soon as I can, but I want to do a little something for you. and I'll let that be a bit of a surprise. But so these should go out next week, both of these, and I really appreciate it. So thank you all for watching.